Alien. Romulus is the latest installment in Ridley Scott's hugely popular Alien franchise, set between the events of the first and second movies. The story follows a group of scavengers, led by a young woman named Rain, who set out for an abandoned spaceship in search of parts that they can sell to earn their freedom. But what they find on the ship is much more dangerous than anything they could have expected. The story of Alien, Romulus is very reminiscent of the first movie, but there are many interesting themes explored that give it a unique identity. David Johnson's character Andy is one of the most interesting figures in Alien, Romulus, as he allows for some intricate commentary on the future of mankind's relationships with robots and artificial intelligence. The film spends plenty of time exploring to what extent Andy is defined by his central programming, giving him different orders at different points of the film and examining how he responds to his shifting moral compass. Andy is Rain's brother, but their relationship often becomes strained due to his lack of humanity, and the film has several ways of showing this. Andy glitches in Alien, Romulus because his module is not fully functioning. The robot has some faulty parts. From the very beginning of Alien, Romulus, it's clear that something isn't quite right with Andy. He's often seen glitching and forgetting things, which is frequently the first sign that a machine is on the way out. These glitches become more common as the story progresses, giving Andy a unique character arc that explores to what extent is defined by his programming rather than the lived experiences that he's had. The primary reason for Andy's glitches at the beginning of the film is his faulty module, which was first installed by his father prior to his death. The faulty module is a clear indication of Andy and Rain's poverty in their current living situation, as they can't afford to get it repaired without selling everything they've worked so hard to build. Rain often voices her concern for Andy, wishing she could afford to get him fixed and buy a new module, and this likely contributes to her willingness to join the scavengers on their expedition. Rain is one of the Alien franchise's best protagonists, and her constant concern for Andy makes her extremely likable in Alien, Romulus. Andy also glitches whenever he is physically damaged. The character's beatdown at the beginning of the film damages him further. David Johnson as Andy with eyes rolling back in his head in Alien Romulus. Another reason for Andy's frequent glitches is his physical damage. The android has been through a lot since the death of Rain's father, including constant manual labor and sporadic beatings from strangers looking to steal his parts. At the beginning of Alien, Romulus, Andy is beaten down on the streets, and Rain is forced to carefully repair him as a result. This immediately presents the character as fragile and brittle, helping to explain why Rain is so eager to go scavenging later in the story. The androids in Alien movies tend to be the strongest and most intelligent of all the characters, but Alien, Romulus flips this on its head. Both Andy and Rook are the two most damaged and vulnerable characters in this story, which is a clear comment on the futility of corporate greed in this capitalist universe. Rook has been damaged because of his commitment to the corporate mission above his own safety, and Andy keeps glitching because his planet won't pay Rain enough to buy the parts to repair him. Andy's glitches connect to his backstory and Rain's father. The late engineer is no longer there to fix Andy's glitches. Alien movies have always had some political undertones, but the treatment of androids and their relationship with social class in Alien, Romulus is one of the film's most interesting works. Andy represents a brand of society that's repressed and ignored because he's not viewed as quite as important as the wealthier residents of the planet, which is a clear attempt from director Fede Alvarez of drawing an analogy for today's real-life situation. Andy's glitches repeatedly display this aspect of Andy's backstory, presenting him as broken by the injustice on his planet. Andy's glitches also draw attention to the absence of Rain's father, who's described as a talented engineer who programmed Andy in the first place. If he was still alive, their father would have been able to rewire Andy and presumably fix his glitches, but instead, they serve as a reminder that he's gone. This places the responsibility onto Rain to step into her father's shoes and protect her adopted brother, first from the injustice at home, and later from all the xenomorphs on the Romulus space station. Why Rook's module stops Andy's glitches? The Weyland-Yutani android has advanced software. Andy, David Johnson, and Rain, Kelly Speeney, in Alien, Romulus and Ian Holm as Ash in Alien Custom Image by Cooper Hood. Towards the middle of Alien, Romulus, Andy is given a new module chip that resets his original programming and gives him a new primary detective. While this is bad news for Rain and her friends, as it overrides Andy's previous orders to protect them, it simultaneously upgrades Andy's AI and seemingly fixes the glitches. Andy's changing directives play a huge role in Alien, Romulus, giving the film space to explore the ethical complexities between Weyland-Yutani and its employees. The company androids essentially exist only to make the most profit for the company, as they don't have the same self-survival instinct that humans do. They will always make tough decisions that benefit the company rather than the employees. Andy is different, however, as he's been programmed out of a father's love for his daughter. In the ending of Alien, Romulus, Rain manages to replace Andy's chip with his original module, restoring his primary directive while ensuring that his updated AI keeps the glitches at bay. It's a win-win for all parties involved, but more importantly, it represents the film's central message that technology should not merely be used for profit.